I'm going to be 50 this year.
Wow. Look at
right?
that.
So
It does work. She looks good, guys. I mean, yeah.
So you have to. I mean, you have to keep your like. And for what I do, I'm in the bush and I'm traveling mostly by myself. So I have to rely on me, right? So I can't have like my organs shutting down or things like that.
So let's get into some of your adventure stories. I'm sure while you're shooting and things have happened. Take us through some highlights of that.
So last August, I took 3 girls, and none of us had ever been to Africa before, and it was a bow hunting camp only. And I harvested a wildebeest, a kudu in the same day with the bow, one shot, and then an impala, a water buck, and a gemsbuck, all passed through arrows between like 12 and 26 yards.
You are the outdoor queen of Canada. Amanda Lynn. Now that's just Amanda Lynn on the thing, but Amanda Lynn Mayhew.
Amanda Lynn Mayhew. Yep. Yeah, born and raised.
Let's get all 3 names in there. All right. She just got back. You just got back from the SHOT Show in Vegas. We were talking the pregame. She prefers the Nashville one. You live a very, you were on my other podcast, a lot of adventure. You have, lots to get into, but I want to go back to the origin story real quick. What we do, just tell people how, I think you grew up, if I recall, it was an outdoor family to begin with. But tell us about yourself and tell us how you grew into your career through, your origin story.
Oh boy. Born and raised in Northern Ontario. Dad always went fishing and hunting. And I had a little sister, and my mom was at home with her while I was out tromping around the bush with my dad. And then as we were growing up, it became a family thing, and camping and fishing and hunting, and just did it my whole life and thought that was just what people did, and moved to Southern Ontario, realized that's not what people did. And got into fitness, got into bodybuilding, raised 3 boys, kind of the same way I was raised because I travel back and forth. And I was already in the media because of the bodybuilding and fitness aspect of things. And I did a lot of charity events. But I was still hunting, and media kind of, the hunting part, the outdoors part of media kind of was paying attention. Hey, this girl is in Ontario. She hunts. She's fit. She's already in the media. Let's see what we can do with her for a TV series. And we did a pilot in 2016, 3 episodes. Did that 2 years in a row. It was really well taken by the audience. Started a 12-episode series on the national network. And then in 2019, switched it over to Sportsman Channel and rebranded the show That Hunting Girl. And here I am 9 years later.
Do you still have time to train? I
do. I work out every day. I do some sort of Pilates or yoga every day. And I'm very, very active. And I try to get in between 6 and 7 kilometers running every day. I'm going to be 50 this year.
Wow. Look at
right.
That.
So
it does work. She looks good, guys. I mean, yeah.
So you have to. I mean, you have to keep your and for what I do, I'm in the bush and I'm traveling mostly by myself. So I have to rely on me, right? So I can't have like my organs shutting down or, things like that.
Right. So you do more Pilates and yoga and stuff, weight training, not as much as you used to?
Not as much as I used to, but I still do it. So I have this new crazy arthritis in my shoulder called acromyobacular. I don't even know what it is, but it's where the scapula bone meets the shoulder blade. And me and my push-ups, the doctor told me I couldn't do push-ups anymore. Can you believe that?
Can you do bench?
Sorry?
Bench press?
I can, yeah. So I can do, yeah. So I'm still doing like my weights and stuff like that, but I'm known for doing push-ups and like 60, 70 a day. I'm not allowed to do push-ups at all anymore.
That's crazy. Wow. Well, it doesn't matter. You're doing a lot and you look great and it works. Now let's get into some adventure stories, because I know you got a lot. We usually take the origin story a little longer. You encapsulated that great.
Thank you.
So, but I want to, I always use the word volatility. Man, you've got volatility in your career. I'm meaning you've just been through so many things. I remember last time, I don't know why you remember certain things. I remember you telling me bear tastes good. Now, from what I heard, and I want to get into the story, but I don't want to zeroing in on this. Uh, the bears that eat the berries are good, but not the ones that eat the salmon, and you've eaten just about every kind of, what you hunt, you eat, right? So
Yeah, absolutely.
growing up. Is that true? The ones that eat salmon taste like terrible?
I actually can't attest to that because I've never had bear meat that has eaten salmon. So like that would be more like Western Canada. And
Yeah.
I've never hunted bears out that far. The bears that I've hunted in Alberta and Saskatchewan were like corn fed, grain fed, grass
Yeah.
fed, berry fed. So I don't have the answer to that question.
Right, right. Well, that's you probably know who told me that is Steve West. You know who that guy is?
No,
Oh, he's got his own outdoor show. He's like 6'9", big giant guy. He's got well, maybe
I'm gonna have to Google him after.
yeah, Google him. So let's get into some of your adventure stories. I'm sure while you're shooting and things have happened. Take us to some highlights of that.
Oh boy, did you know that I went to Africa last year?
I didn't know that. I think you and I did the Long Shot Leaders podcast maybe about a year and a half ago. So maybe you did it right after I talked to you.
So last August, I took three girls, and none of us had ever been to Africa before, and it was a bow hunting camp only. And I harvested a wildebeest, a kudu in the same day with the bow, one shot, and then an impala, a water buck, and a gemsbuck, all passed through arrows between like 12 and 26 yards. And that season, actually, my season is going to launch on April 1st, and it's starting with Africa. Africa, I always said no to Africa, and I don't know why. I think it was because of the perspective that I was getting from different outdoor shows and different hunters. And I was thinking lions and stuff like that. But you know what? I did all plains games, and it was incredible. We did a spot and stalk for zebra on foot, me and my professional hunter guide. And it was the most adrenalizing hunt. Literally, put bears aside and wolves and everything else. It was the most adrenalizing hunt I've ever been on. Like you have to use a Fox Pro and you're calling, and you're either going to hear the zebras call back, they're going to take their herd and ditch you, or they're going to come and run you over. And you're with a bow, and it was like it was so exciting. And so we ran into a couple herds a few times, but we couldn't get close enough, or we screwed it up, or we got busted, or something happened. And then I was joking with my guide, and I'm like, "You watch, we're gonna get in the truck, we're gonna go around the corner of the hide, and there's gonna be a herd of zebra standing there." And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. And so yeah, Africa was amazing, and you can't even explain it. You can't put it in. Have you ever been to Africa?
I've never been. I heard it's just insane. It's just
You Yeah, you can't put it into words. Like you can't describe it. You can't take pictures. You can't take video. It doesn't showcase what you actually see. It's impossible. You just need to go.
Did you eat the meat?
I did. Oh my God. And my favorite was the water buck. So all the other girls' favorites were like kudu and impala.
Mhm.
And mine was water buck. And I don't know why. I don't know if it was how it was prepared or the actual texture and the flavor of the meat. It was just unreal. If I could have water buck every day for the rest of my life, I absolutely would.
So you go there, you got your guide, you hunt it, you go now. How do you haul it back? How do they prepare it? Did you process it yourself? Tell us about that journey.
So it's crazy because I had no idea what the expectations were. So I shot my wildebeest, and we went in, like we took the cameras, we took the bows, we went in. It was just me and Nico. Go over to the wildebeest, make sure it's deceased, do all our videos, our pictures, and everything. And then all of a sudden, this truck and trailer shows up, and this group of guys, and they take your animal, they put it on the trailer, they bring it back to the skinning shed, and they take the hide off, they gut it, they take the hide off, they butcher it right there. Boom. That's what you're having for dinner. And then whatever's left over goes to like the 23, 24 families that live in this community. And then you get back in your hide. Like as soon as they take the animal away, you get back in your hide or your blind and you're hunting again. It's crazy. Like you have like zero hands on. And it's like, that's the first time that's ever happened to me. Cause usually I'm like, okay, I shot my animal. Now it's time to do the work.
Yeah.
But in this aspect, you don't. Like you literally, you don't. They do it for you.
What about the community there? Tell us what it's like, are they just, I mean, you're not near there's no commerce there. These guys are like hunting and gathering still in their everyday life. What's that like? What's their day-to-day like?
I don't know. Like, I don't know how to explain it. They do have, if it wasn't for international hunters coming in, those places would not survive because they can't hunt their own animals. They need other people to hunt them for them.
Why?
So I'm sorry, why?
Yeah.
I don't know legalities, that just the way that the country is run, but
there's a law that says that they can't cook their own food.
That's correct.
Why is that? Because the commerce won't come in if the supply. I would love to know why that is that way.
I don't know. I mean, I could find out. I didn't ask. I was just, I don't know. It was all thoughts that we had after we left. Like me and the three girls were like, why is it done this way? And I guess we were so caught up in the whole moments of everything that I think Erica asked a couple of those questions, but I don't know.
You have to pay to hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah. So that makes sense. Me being the capitalistic guy that I am, automatically they're saving. They have to be saving a lot of the hunting for the people that are coming in and paying because they're not going to pay to hunt. So they get to hunt because, that brings in more revenue.
So when we go over there and we hunt and we harvest an animal, we're feeding them.
Right.
Right. So, I mean, that part makes sense. And I would do it every day if I could, because there's a lot of people over there and there's a lot of families and you're not just going over there and hunting the animal for fun. You're going over there, you're doing conservation, you're feeding the families in the communities, and you're experiencing a whole different culture. Right. And like, it just blew my mind in general, like the whole thing. So I'm going back.
Yeah. And they're regulating they're probably regulating how much can be hunted there and all that. So they regulate them so that they funnel it through outsiders that come in and probably, I'm assuming, that they're regulating it through them and, they make rev, and the villages get to eat. So it's a system and it sounds like it makes sense. Because then if they would just, all this, everybody just went, everything has to be regular. Everything has a limit, so.
Exactly.
Right.
And you're only allowed to take mature animals. So you can't just go like you have animals that come in and your PH knows, okay, well, this animal's 8 years old or this animal's, 2 years old or whatever. So you're only taking, and I don't know how all of them work, but I know the one I went to, how he works. And I learned a lot. I learned a lot about the animals, their ages, how to tell their ages by their horns, their, just everything. And it was just such an incredible experience.
Wow. What's PH?
Professional hunter. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. African slang.
Yeah. So how many hunts did you do in a day? Because they said you hunt, they come right back there and you back out there, after it's, processed and you're hunting again.
So the day one, I shot my wildebeest and my kudu. And then on day two, I didn't shoot anything because even though I was hunting, I was running around with the camera, filming all the other girls getting their animals. This is going from girl to girl to girl. And then on day three, I got my water buck. Day 4, I shot my gemsbuck. And day 5, I shot my impala. Day 6, I did the zebra hunt.
What's fascinating about you is this little girl from like Canada, and look what you've done, just traveling around the world, just doing all this stuff, and it's pretty cool.
I know it is. So I can't even begin to explain. I wish my parents were alive right now. My mom would be like over the moon on what's coming up next weekend, and my dad would be like probably laughing at me. So there's some like every year gets crazier and crazier. I'm not even kidding you. So this year, next weekend coming up on April the 6th, I have a fundraising event. It's actually Sean Connery, and he's no longer with us, but it's Sean Connery's fundraising event called Dress to Kilt. And it's the first time they're bringing it to Canada. And they asked me to be a part of one of the models that walked down the catwalk with people like the most incredible people, celebrities that are going to be there. Nicole from like the lead singer of the Pussycat Dolls and, like the first lady of NHL and Cleveland's NFL punter, like all these, like amazing, talented people are going to be walking down this catwalk, and they want me in my camo with my bow representing women of the outdoors in Canada walking down this catwalk for this fundraiser. And it's just like, I don't even know how to walk down a catwalk. I've been practicing. I feel silly.
Well, we get it. Yeah, I mean, you get it. I mean, you're attractive. You got the whole acumen. You got the tattoos. It's a certain je ne sais quoi that they want, and that makes sense.
But like you said, this young girl from Northern Ontario,
Right.
now all of a sudden, like all of these things are happening, going to Africa, and the show is getting more exposure, and I have this following in the States and, as far as Australia, and I don't think of myself like that. And, and I just booked tickets to go to New Zealand.
Oh, well, I want to talk about that, but just to give an essence of what we're talking about here is that you weren't born in Toronto. We didn't cover that, but you were born like out in the middle of nowhere,
Nowhere. I had no idea this life was even out there for anybody.
Right, right. New Zealand. Have you been there before? I haven't been there. I've talked to a lot of people that have been there. What are you going to hunt? I'm assuming you're going to go hunting. What's going to happen there?
Actually, funny story. The girl that came to Africa with me, Erica, she lives in Alberta, so she's a couple provinces over from me. She's coming. And so I booked my tickets on Wednesday, and she booked her tickets last night, and we're going to meet in Sydney, Australia.
Wow. Okay.
And then we're going to go to New Zealand.
You're going to party in Sydney. You're going to go to bars. Why did I get a Boston accent for that? So you're gonna go out do that, and then you're gonna go out in the middle of nowhere in New Zealand because there's a metropolitan area, and then
we're gonna be in Christchurch. I don't know if that's how you say it, but that's how it's spelled, Christchurch, New Zealand. And I was put in contact with a gentleman named Brad by another hunter who had gone hunting with him last year. And so we're going to his place. Swarovski Optics is one of my buddies that lives in Australia, is going to jump the ditch and come over to New Zealand and hook us up with some gear. I'm hunting red stag, fallow deer, and ram, and Erica will be hunting ram and filming for me. So we're going to she's coming over to predominantly film for me and help me with that. And then in turn, she's going to hunt a ram, and I'm going to film her for some content. We do have, this doesn't happen until the end of June. So we do have another spot if somebody wants to join us, but it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy fun.
What's a red stag? A red stag? A red stag?
Red stag. So you got to Google it. I'll send you a picture. Yeah. So it looks like a deer. It essentially looks like a blown up white-tailed deer. Like the antlers are just like everywhere. Crazy, crazy, massive antlers.
And you eat all the meat, right?
I don't really know how it works in New Zealand. I hope that, I think we definitely get to try it and eat it. I don't know if it works the same way as it does in Africa. I know we're not allowed to bring it home.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I'm excited.
Right. Do you when you're out there? I mean, you grew up this way, but how do you just prepare? Do you usually just over a fire, salt and pepper? What do you do?
Oh my God. Here's another story for you. So I took my youngest son to Newfoundland in October, just this past October, and we both shot a bull moose. He got his on the first day. We got it out of the bush, gutted it, hung it, blah, 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 blah. The third day, I got my moose. And me and my guide, you need a guide in Newfoundland, unfortunately. So I actually I heard the moose. His hearing isn't that good. So we were walking in that direction. I spotted the moose. I shot the moose fell over. And we were probably 12 kilometers away from the closest road, and we had to walk in. You're not allowed to use a motorized vehicle to get to your hunting spot.
Wow.
So we had to walk in. So we knew we had 2.5 hours to wait for an Argo to come in and get the moose out. So you know what we did?
What?
We built a fire. We gutted that moose. We cleaned it out as best as we could. We built a fire and we cooked. We cut off some of the moose meat off the tenderloins, and we put it right on the logs on the fire and cooked it right on the logs and ate it just like that. It was so awesome. It was like right back how my dad would have done it. It was so awesome.
Yeah. See, this is good. This is more noble. People might be listening, well, most people listen to Bolotor, they're okay hunting, but I mean, this is better than going to HEB or Ralph's Market and buying yours, because you're out there, you're not also contributing towards like the mass production that you're going out there and hunting and your own food, and you're probably utilizing every bit of it.
Oh, I got the hides done. I got them tanned, Mackenzie's and mine, and it's like the comforter. It's a comforter for our beds now. So so you do that, and then I did the mounts myself, like the Euro mounts, the antlers and the skull, and you know what else I did?
What?
I had a gala in December to showcase what Take Me Hunting is all about, because that's essentially my program, and that's where my passion lies, is giving opportunities to people that don't necessarily have them and take them hunting,
Right.
especially new hunters. So I had a gala and we showcased what Take Me Hunting was all about, and we fed them sweet and sour moose meatballs. So I took the moose that we shot and I fed almost 100 people. So like, you know what I mean? Like it just keeps, it's amazing.
It's one thing to hunt it and then preparing it a certain way. Because I've talked to other hunters and like, I don't know, man, sometimes we'll just eat it like that. They're like, I don't know. They're like, there's no seasoning. There's nothing. They'll just eat it. And I was like, how was it? He's like, it was terrible. But EJ Snyder is, he was on Naked and Afraid. He's hunter survivalist. And I think that there's a part of him that wants to try certain things that are like not like things that don't taste good, just because he's curious. He's crazy.
Wow. No, so like when we had that moose in the bush after I shot it, we had no seasoning, we had no forks, we had no pots, we had nothing. We literally just had a knife and cut it, put it on the fire and ate it. It was unbelievable. And then
part, you got to find the fatty part to do that then.
It was actually quite lean. There was no fat in it.
Really? And it tastes good.
Yeah. And it was good.
Mother Nature.
It was good. It was amazing.
I love it. I've never done that. I'm going to have to experience that.
You're going to have to do that. I haven't done that in a while. Actually, that's a lie, because no. So a couple weeks later, we went moose hunting in Ontario, and I shot some grouse little birds.
Yeah.
And I just took my skewer that you roast hot dogs or whatever over the campfire, and I skewered my bird and I roasted it over the fire, and I ate it like that too. No seasoning, no barbecue sauce, no nothing. It's all on film. It's all part of the show. And that was actually quite delicious too.
So after New Zealand, first of all, give us a whole view of what's going on with you right now, the show, your career, your life, what's happening.
So like I said, we have this crazy fashion show next weekend, which is I have no idea what that's going to turn out, how it's going to turn out, or what doors it's going to open. I have my own clothing line and my own camo design, and there's all kinds of fashion designers and stuff there too. So that might be a really good thing for me. I don't know. After that, we go into regular trade show season, production season. I have a couple of destinations where I have personal appearances in Ontario. Turkey hunting opens, and then into May, might go over to New Brunswick and do some Miramichi striper bass fishing, and then like going to New Zealand, and then I'm off for July, and then in Africa in August it starts with Africa, And then I have some take me huntings. I'm taking some new hunters out bear hunting that have never been before. September, we have the Canadian Gun Show. And then out to Alberta, I'm doing a moose hunt in Fort McMurray, way northern Alberta area, a bear hunt. And then I have this older gentleman who messaged me on TikTok. He saw me live on TikTok and he asked me if I could take him hunting. He has mobility issues and cardiac issues. And he's like, this will probably be my final hunt. And I would be honored if I could do my final hunt with you. And I was like, I'm honored, like if I can help make this happen, absolutely. So got a hold of one of my buddies in Alberta and I'm like, hey, this is the situation. Do you think that you and I can somehow make this work? And he's like, yeah, absolutely. So we're going to take a gentleman out on a take me hunting. He's never shot an elk before, and it will be one of his final hunts. So I'm really excited to do that, to produce it, and to make his dreams come true.
You're like,
and then
it's Make-A-Wish Foundation over here.
Yeah. So it's very exciting. That's probably the most exciting part of this whole year, is to be able to do that for him. I do have another gentleman in Eastern Ontario who's under the same conditions and wants to do the same thing. I just don't know how much time I have. I can only do so much in a year. So we'll see how that happens. Regular moose season, regular deer hunting after that, and hunting with my kids. I'll be taking my grandbaby out turkey hunting again this year. I've taken her out the last 2 years. So, that's
your grandmother.
Yeah, I have 2.
Exercise, ladies and gentlemen. Drink lots of water and exercise.
Drink lots of water.
What's the long-term play? I always ask this. I want to know what's 5, 10, 15 years. What's your long-term plan?
My dream is to have an adventure lodge where you can come, stay, play, and learn. So everything that I do, but in one location. So if you know how to do it, go do it and have fun. If you don't know how to do it, I'm going to take you out and show you. You know what I mean? Like that's that. There's nowhere like that in the world. And that's my dream.
An adventure lodge. I love it. You're going to be like the fantasy island of like the hunting, like up in Canada, Welcome to the Adventure Lodge.
Yeah. So the Just Hunt Adventure Lodge, where you can stay, you can play, you can learn.
So cool. Awesome. Tell everybody how they can find out more about you.
JustHunt.ca. Just go to JustHunt.ca. All the social media links are there. You can contact me through any platform. You can watch old episodes on YouTube. You can watch the new trailers. You can shop. You can listen to old podcasts.
I just got this thought in my head. You are the outdoor queen of Canada. Has anybody ever said that to you?
Jim Shockey just said that to me.
Really? Oh man, I thought it was original. You are. You're the outdoor.
He didn't use the word queen, but when he introduced me to his buddy at SHOT Show, he was like, what were his words? This is the top female Canadian hunter. And he said that at SHOT Show. And then he introduced me to a couple of his friends when we were in Nashville in the same manner. And I was just like taken away. I was just like, wow. He just said that to me.
I like my moniker better. Ladies and gentlemen, this was Amanda Lynn Mayhew, the outdoor queen of Canada. Does that sound good?
It's amazing.
Thanks for sharing.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us. Gear up for your next adventure and head over to Bolotor.com to check out the amazing Bolo Pack and their other innovative outdoor gear. Catch you next time.